What is going on, guys? This is Kyle from the Shadow Realm, bringing you an update to the Danger Zombie deck profile for March 2019. If you guys have been around the channel for a while, you know that I love the zombie deck. I've loved it ever since the structure deck came out, Zombie Horde, and I've just been updating it and playing with it ever since. And this build is really cool. I've been playing around with it. It's really nice, and obviously there's some differences in the main and extra deck from the previous Danger variant video that I had in January, but the main thing is the sideboard, which we'll get into later, but let's go right into it then. So, your main deck monsters, you got the triple Unizombie. I played this guy at 2 in the last one. It really doesn't work. You have to play him at 3. I don't think you should be playing 3 Sharinui Solitaire, though, because he's just a brick, honestly, and so I think just playing 3 Unizombie works well. So what he does is you can discard and you can mill zombies from the deck to modulate levels on the field, well, to increase them by 1. And he is a level 3 tuner, so that really helps. Next, the 3 Mizuki. Mizuki is literally Monster Reborn for zombies. When he's in the graveyard, you can banish him and just special summon a zombie right from the graveyard. So, really helpful. Next, you got the 2 Fraulein. I still really like this ratio of 2 Fraulein. Playing 3, honestly, is just a brick, and playing 1, you'll never see her. So, I think at 2, this is it's been right for me. Now, for the Balderrock Turbo here, we got the 2 Bloom, which when he's sent to the graveyard, you can banish him and special summon a level 5 or higher zombie from your deck if Zombie World is on the field, which is the field spell. If it's not, you just add it to your hand. So really good if you need Fraulein and all your Balderrocks are already, you already have them on the field or something. You just banish him and then add Fraulein, which Fraulein special summons herself when you attack with something, and her effect activates every battle phase, and she can add attack to your zombies. So her and Balderrock is a really good combo. This is the 2 Necrowool Banshee. This is just to get the Zombie World right from the deck. You can banish her from your graveyard and activate it right from your deck. So it's really cool. She also has a passive effect while she's on the field where Zombie World can't be destroyed or targeted. But she's not really on the field ever, so it doesn't really matter. Next, the 2 Ballardrock, whatever. I always say it wrong. This guy's your main boss monster, and he's the one you really want to be special summoning off of Bloom. So whenever a zombie's effect is activated, you can either negate it or banish a monster on the field or graveyard as a quick effect, and that's only once per chain. So the reason this is good with Fraulein is that since her effect activates when you attack, you can banish you can just banish a monster and then continue attacking. So it's a really good combo. And then finally, the 1 Gozuki. I still play one of these, only one, because I don't know. It's always been good because yeah, he does mill from the deck, but there's not a lot of room in this deck, so he's probably going to be staying at 1 for a while. So that's going to do it for all the zombies, or at least like the engine zombies. We still have these zombies, the triple Ash, just for the hand trap lineup. It's still what I play. Anyway, now time for the dangers. So first we got the triple Chupacabra. I bumped this guy up. He was only at 1, but I got my hands on 2 more, so that's why I'm playing him. He special summons from the graveyard. So if you don't know what those dangers do, basically when they're in your hand, you can reveal them, shuffle your hand around, your opponent randomly picks a card, and then you discard it. So that in itself is really good with the zombies because they want to be in the graveyard, obviously. But when you don't hit the card that you revealed, you special summon it, and then you get to draw a card. So they're all Upstart Goblins, which is like insane. And they all have effects when they're discarded, but you can only use those effects once per turn. So in the case of Chupacabra, he special summons a danger from your graveyard, So he's not a guaranteed special summon like Tsuchinoko, but he's still like really good in the late game. Next, the 3 Mothman. I bumped this guy up from 2 because he's just too good, really. When he's summoned, of course, you draw a card, but when he's discarded, both players draw a card and discard a card, which most of the time that's going to be a lot better for you because you choose what you're discarding. Of course, it does kind of suck because you can fix your opponent's hand, which, you know, that's just the drawback, I guess. Anyway, now for the 2 of dangers. The 2 Dogman. I still play this guy at 2. It's just the dangers are really expensive, so if I ever get more of the expensive dangers, these guys will be coming out. All he does is he makes your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 attack when he's discarded. He's also a 2400 beat stick, so I guess he's not terrible. Next, we got the 1 Ogopogo. Ogopogo he's got a really big defense, so he's a 3k defense, so you always put him like that. But again, just like all the other dangers, he draws cards when he's summoned, and when you discard him, you get to mill a danger. So if you have this and Chupacabra, you can basically just choose what danger you want. Most of the time, it's going to be the Thunderbird, which you want to send to the graveyard with Ogopogo, and then special summon Thunderbird. But yeah, with Ogopogo, he really just thins your deck out, and I don't really feel like playing the danger spells or traps, so we're not gonna do that. Anyway, now the ones that are probably gonna be on the ban list soon, we got the Nessie. Nessie's probably the most powerful one because when it's discarded, you get to search any danger, so really nice. And of course, the Tsuchinoko, which when it's discarded, it just summons itself. So this one is a guaranteed summon. I mean, if it doesn't get called by the grave, I guess. So that's going to be the danger lineup. We definitely added more this time because they're dangers and discarding is just too good. So now let's go on to the spells. So start off our 2 ofs. We got the 2 Zombie World. Zombie World makes everything on the field and in the graveyard a zombie. So if you have Doom King Balderdrock, you know what I mean? He can negate basically all monster effects and banish anything when your opponent does anything. And it actually does stop a lot of decks because they need to have certain cards, like certain monsters on the field, and it makes them all zombies, so it only helps you, really. I mean, unless it's the mirror match. The 3 Call by the Grave. I thought I was going to say 2, but no, there's 3. I still play this at 3 just because it's overall a great card. It's a win more card, and it saves your butt when you get hand trapped, so it's pretty good. So now we got the 1 Reasoning. All the dangers are different levels, and all your zombies have weird levels as well. There's not a lot of consistency with that, so that's why Reasoning's really good. Next, you got Foolish Burial, because you're playing zombies, so you need that. And then, of course, the Monster Reborn, because all your stuff's in the graveyard most of the time, so this is always just a game winner. So that's it. As you can see, there's no more 1-for-1 because I realized that when I drew it with no hand, it just sucked, so we got rid of that. And finally, for the traps, we still play the Triple Rivalry. I know people don't play this anymore, really, which is kind of weird, but with Zombie World on the field, this makes it so your opponent can't do anything. So they have to draw that Twin Twister, or else they can't play the game, and they just lose. So that's why you play this. And if the combo doesn't come up, or you're going against the mirror match or something, this is an easy side out. So that's why I have that. Alright, that's going to do it for the main deck then. 40 cards. I always try to keep it at 40, because that's how it's going to be the most consistent, at least in my opinion. So let's go into the extra deck. So you still have the 1 Linkuriboh because Glow Up Bloom is the level 1. I don't go into it too much, but if I have Glow Up Bloom in my hand and not a ton of plays, you can just normal summon him and then make Linkuriboh. And Linkuriboh is just a great card in general. So, alright, next we got the 2 Vampire Sucker. This card is super hyped right now. It's like $20. It's just because it's a generic Link 2 for zombies. And when a zombie is special summoned from the graveyard, you get to draw a card. So Ballardrock, the boss monster, his effect during the standby phase, if there's a card in the field zone, you can special summon him in defense mode. So usually what you do is you attack with Ballardrock, and then main phase 2 you use him and another zombie to make Vampire Sucker, and then on your opponent's turn you special summon Ballardrock, and then you get to draw a card. So she's just really good for that reason. Next we play a Nightmare package. So we have the Cerebus. People don't play Cerebus too much, but nobody expects it, so I still like it. The one Phoenix, for the back row. And of course the Unicorn, because this card's insane. Just spinning all the stuff. All the things. Anyway, next we have the one Curious. Curious, when he's summoned, he mills a card, so he's a Foolish Burial. And then whenever you mill a card with a card effect, you get to send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So he's just a mill machine, which is why you want him out. With the dangers, they're all different types, but the same attribute. So if you open a hand with a bunch of dangers, you most likely want to go into Curious so you can start milling. Next we got the one Summon Sorceress. Again, if you have the dangers and you somehow get Zombie World on the field, this is a good play to go into, because you can just special summon the Bloom right from the deck, use it to make Link Kribo, and then special summon from the deck, so really good. We got the 2 big guys. We got the one Borlode and the Saryuja. I never go into these really anymore, so if you have something else, you can always do that. I used to go into Saryuja a lot, but this is just more of a control deck at this point. Alright, now the rest of these are Syncos, and as you can see, if you notice from last time, Akashic Magician was not in here. That's because I put another Synchro in here. That's been really helpful so far. So first we got Coral Dragon, because it's a level 6, so if you have Bloom and Frolin, you can make this, and this card is just awesome because you can discard and pop cards in the field, and then when it's sent to the graveyard, so if you link off with it or something, you get to draw a card, so it's just a really good advantage gainer. Next we got the Black Rose Dragon. This is one of the newer cards I've been trying out. So far it works pretty well, because if your opponent builds a huge board, you just pop this down, destroy everything, and if not, you can bait stuff out with this. And it's a level 7, so it's relatively easy. You just need Unizombie and any level 4. So, and if you have Mizuki, that's even better, because then you can just bring back Unizombie and stuff like that. So, or even Black Rose if you want. Alright, next we have the Red Eye Zombie Necro, another level 7. This guy just gains 100 attack for every zombie on the field and in the graveyard. So he can get pretty massive. And when he destroys something by battle, you get to special summon a zombie from the graveyard. So he just gives you back all your powerful zombies. Next, the Shiranui Shogun Saga. This is for the OTK if you want to try it. He's level 8, so it's a little bit different to go into, but you can do it. It's relatively easy with Unizombie. So when he's summoned, you banish a zombie from your graveyard, and he gains the attack. He starts at 3k, so if you banish like a big danger, he can get pretty big and just destroy things. So really nice. Don't go into him too much though. And finally, the Omega. Omega is super easy to make as well, and if you're going first, this card's pretty nice to have. Alright, so that's it for the extra deck. Let's go right into the sideboard, because this is a lot different than it used to. First, we have the triple Gamma Seal. Gamma Seal is really good against the Sky Striker matchup, because you just give this to your opponent and now it shuts off all their spells, so kind of need that. Next, you have the 2 Denko Sekka. Sekka basically just stops traps in general, so against Salamangreat, this card's awesome. If you want to put a third one in, you can switch that out for the Phantasme. I only play one, mainly because I only have one. Now, if I had 2 other ones, so if I had an extra $200 lying around, I'd probably put in Phantasme because he's awesome. But yeah, if you don't have $100 because this guy's like dumb expensive, then you can just buy another Denko Sekka and play triple of that. But yeah, Phantasme, Maxi, essentially. Next you got the triple twin twister, really easy side out, and a discard, so it's really awesome. Now for the Salad Boys, you play the Fusion of Fire and the Super Poly to get out their boss monster. The Red Reboot to stop the traps. And then if you're playing against Orchist, you can side this in because they're probably going to give you Ibly, and then you can just get rid of it. And the Violet Chimera, this is for the fusions for Salamangreat. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and consider subscribing. It really helps us out. I know you guys hate hearing it, but it really, it lets us know that we're doing a good job. So if you did like this video and you think we're doing pretty good, then subscribe so that you get updates for the videos. Even if you don't leave a comment letting us know what you think. If you have any recommendations for the deck, I'm always open to that. So thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.